Okay, so slipping this back in, there's our electrical connections. Let's get it back in the orientation it was in when it came out. Okay, we'll get our B+ wire back in there. And that lines up a certain way. You can't really put that in the wrong way because of these two pins on here, guides. Again, that was 12mm. Just snug it up good. Plug in our solenoid. The cap back over there. There it is. Okay, when you've got it back in place, find your bolts. Alright, so I'm starting this bottom bolt. One hand on the starter, getting it into position. Gotta rotate it slightly till it bolt starts to catch. Okay, we've got this bottom bolt started. Now what I'm gonna do, I think, is get at these four. I just got a kind of a long ass extension on here, 1/2 inch. The other ones you gotta, these are the easy two here. There, these aren't very torqued. You're actually going into a little plastic housing here, so you don't want to put too much on these two. And then the other two is just a matter of getting the right equipment in there. So there we are again, tightening that up with a 3/8 inch 12mm socket, a 3-inch extension bar, and a 3/8 inch ratchet. And again, these aren't really torqued much. They're just holding that air intake assembly. So that's done. Okay, so there you can see the other mounting hole right here. Yeah, right in there. Now it doesn't look like it's going to catch because the starter's sitting at an angle. So we'll get the one on the bottom most of the way in first, and that'll pull it up at the right angle so the other one will seat. Okay, so we got our 14mm socket in here. I'm just going to snug it, and then we should be able to get the top one. That's good enough. And don't forget, we had taken a bolt out for this hose bracket here, so we'll get that back in there too. Okay, that's just a 12mm for that little bracket. Okay, so now we've got this top bolt caught. Can't see it, of course, too much stuff in the way. But I'm going to get this snugged up, and then we'll torque them. Give them the final torque. I'm just using a 14mm 3/8 inch. Okay, this is a tough spot again, as many are, to get a torque wrench, but I'll just snug this thing up real good. Okay, doing the final torquing on this. There. Okay, so we're all back in place. What remains now is this underpan and the air intake assembly that was moved out of the way on top. So let's put our air intake back on. Sliding it over the assembly down below here. Back and forth. Snap into place. Above, two back here. And then there's just a screw to tighten down here. I'm not going to show that on the clamp. Okay, don't forget to put this hose back on. Okay, to reinstall our cover now, it sits up on here. The two rails on the ends sit there. The middle one sits up there. They kind of rest on these. So you have to get them up on there. 1, 2, and 3. When they're all the way forward, then you should be able to push these little keepers back in, and it'll hold it in place. And then it's simply a matter of putting in all the hardware. Remember, these two longer ones go in the middle. Shorter ones, next size over here. And as you go further back in, right over here, the screw that goes in the rail toward the passenger side I'm putting in. And then there's middle, which is furthest back of all. And then the driver's side, right here. So we'll tighten all 7 of those 10mm bolts / screws back up. Our cover's back in place. Okay, our final bit of reassembly is this underpan front piece. Sits over the pan. Remember, there were 2 10s on the ends and a couple of panel fasteners in the middle. I'm not going to show this being fastened on. Okay, thanks for watching this video on changing out the starter on a 2.4 liter Hyundai Sonata.